As spiritually inclined or imbued or mystical presences as we all are, we're transcendent of the everyday. We're not really ever here. This makes a lot of sense to us who are spiritual. I'm not saying someone who's out of their mind, I'm saying someone who's beyond their mind, in this quiet, this softly lit haze. It's forever. It's the presence of God. More important for today, it's the presence of you. It's something you can never really admit to yourself, how close you are to that which should never be named, the purity of eternity. God. In that, there's nothing wrong with us. Some people think we're out there. We're forced to act out a certain toughness in the everyday life and look like we're with it, but we're never really here, right? That's who we are. It's not a weakness, it's ultimate power. Once you can lay down your sword forever, when the last fight is done, then we leave this place that is no place. It's an emptiness to the soul. There are endless presences of the divine. I don't know what to call them, universes. It's bigger than that. It's a myriad of lights. They're all like the sun, and you see them when we have our visions. We all have our visions in different ways all the time, don't we? And we'll see suns upon suns, and they go off into the distance. Each is a sun, and yet they become smaller and more condensed, and like a myriad of these stars. But each is bigger than our universe, and each is you, and all are you, is you. Isn't that so? You can never tell anyone this. You can never say it. I'm doing that for all of us, including myself today. I can never say it. We're not really ever here. And that's not a problem for the wise among us who sit quietly. We can be in any circumstance. It doesn't matter. I've carried this in, not that it's me, but it's you, it's all of us, in every imaginable circumstance. And it's always there. Doesn't mean I'm happy all the time when I'm under pressure, when I'm in some sort of conflict, which happens most of the time around people. I'm always the peacemaker. People might not know it, but I feel and sense everything from everyone, and I try to bring things together, listen to people, be there, and bring a little joy wherever I go. But wherever I go, I'm not. Wherever you go, you're not. You never were. You're not there. You're not here. It's just, right? We're just a wisp and a willow in the wind. When we're allowed to be. And yet we're always standing tall for the victim, for the fatherless, the motherless, aren't we? And we search out new means and ways of helping, of healing, of redirecting, correcting, protecting, everything that's right and true and good. Even involving the earth gods, which are no gods, but that which is worshipped by the earth is a stepstone. Righteousness, kindness, honesty, honor. But beyond those initial steps, we stand tall before Him. In utter humility, we stand tall before Him. God grants us godness in eternity. And as soon as we step away from the world, we have our great visions early on, and we know where we're going and what it is. And we see the difference between everyday existence and the roughness and toughness of it and the disaster that it really is. But we never forget this purity. Just beside the wings, do we? No matter what we go through, no matter where it is or how it is, And each of us live through the same travail in our everyday life, don't we? And that's why we sit quietly, we think about it. If we can't sit quietly and think about it, under any circumstance, we'll develop ways and means of communicating, of using these many, many gifts of the Spirit to lift and untangle the webs of deceit that cover our friends and brethren, our sisters, right? Our mothers. We're there first of all for Mother, Mother God. Our earthly mother is eternity in a golden shield and a golden heart, isn't she? And from that we can love others and accept others because Mother God accepts us, loves us, protects us, gives to us, provides for us, understands us, doesn't she? You are the mother, you are the father, you're the bride. Aren't you? And we have to keep this secret deep in our heart, don't we? We allow ourselves to experience, to understand, to conceive, to comprehend everything out there, don't we? And yet we have nothing to do with it. In one sense, in another sense, we have to reach in and pull out our brothers and sisters, those who are worthy. And the rest is that little thing we call, excuse me for doing this, Satan. And you just put that thing in here, and it's the projects everything in the world. I'm doing it right now. I'm not reacting to it all whatsoever. So when I do this, when I work with people that have possessive beings and all, and I'll just pull all the horror out of it and have the person explain, now what do you see? What's behind this personality or that? And they'll have absolute clarity, won't they? Don't you? Don't we? There's nothing wrong with us, except we can never tell the hidden secret of our heart and soul. We're His, and we're not even ours. Understand how pure that is, and that's why this sense of humility that we carry prevents us from, we'll do any heroic act, won't we? We'll suffer for our friends and loved ones, won't we? But we can't say why or what, because our deeper secret is a certain closeness, isn't it? And we can only do this alone in our reverie. You go away. So if you know everything is projected by that idiot, Satan, Mephistopheles, whatever, who's more afraid of one righteous person than 1,000 blind believers. Righteous means sit here quietly. And all the different, that's why people sit in meditation. It's not that you can do your breathing and this, that's good techniques, whatever, but all the different thoughts and images that come at you from around the world and through your life, your memory banks, you sit quietly with Father God in your heart, and we look at it all and look at it without reacting, and it gives up, it yields always before the righteous eye. Your eye, it's you, it's always been you, it's nothing else. There's no answer out there. The human heart is the birthplace of God. So we sit quietly, and over the seconds and minutes and hours, this comes to us, that comes to us, memories of people. They're not memories, the people will be there themselves because they're all after images of what we think happened, our conditioned experience. And we'll see the faces of those who created certain angst in us, the buttons we have about past hurts, And then all the people that were involved with that they sewed in those buttons. They'll come before us and you'll forgive, you'll forget, you'll let go, you'll say, hey, not now. And one day there's no more buttons, no more time or place or circumstance. Only you, the hidden one, from the far off mountains, from the golden mountains, from the star-studded evening sky. That's who you are. He knows that. Please know that. You're not of this madness. And you'll free all your friends and loved ones. You'll clean the slate entirely. The emotions, the buttons, whatever, they all settle out. And we've all experienced the same angst, pain, and terrors of this world, haven't we? But no matter. Our secret is God. Your heart is God. You allowed yourself to be here out of unimaginable compassion. You are an angelic presence. And the conditioning process of this world you volunteered for. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not original sin, it's original innocence. And the meditative process is just recollecting all that happened quietly, and it will just fall off and fluff off till there's only, till we are not there anymore. Only and that's who you are, that's why you are. Guilty without wanting to be, and innocent without knowing. Please know. Accept the fullness and purity of you. And in the beginning you'll be angry and upset about this and that as you recollect it, and you'll work it all out quietly. You don't need to go to a psychiatrist that doesn't believe in God. You need to be quiet. And not that you need it, this is your life. And it's no one's business. If you have a deeply spiritual friend, beautiful. Oh my God, what a miracle, what grace. God bless you. And if not, that's okay. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing right. There's just this, wisp of a willow in the wind. This quiet time, this pure time. It's your time to let go of the madness. Original innocence. You must know that you allowed yourself to be here. You'll let go of the guilt, the remorse, and yet at the same time, you might be upset with yourself that you couldn't help this, couldn't do that. That's right, it's part of the process. But the process is more delicate than a butterfly's wings. It's very delicate. That's why we move off alone when we can and let the thoughts, the images drift by. The entire world is thought form. This guy says it's solid. Your soul says not. Your soul is his soul. Your one presence. In this subatomic particle called time, this one seeming place, you allowed this happen for whatever reason. It had to happen when you are completely awake and the endless infinity. Okay, it happened. We don't blame this or that, the other. God takes complete responsibility. I know that. And that's why we're here. We're God's senses in the world. We'll overcome. There's no one to fight. We'll go out and handle every circumstance day to day. I mean, work or a family is your best friend, right? Something to do, somewhere to be, some base of operations every day. And then in the evening hours, when the sun goes down, There's an answer. There's always an answer. God bless your mission. Look how tough you are. You've handled all the ignobility presented to you since you were born, haven't you? And you haven't gone out and committed murder or this or that or mayhem. You dealt with it and dealt with it, haven't you? Please understand your purity, your innocence, your kindness, the simplicity of your desire. Is your step back to eternity. You're not going anywhere else except back to. It's who you are. It's why you exist. It's what we do, isn't it? By not doing. We're not part of the madness. You can actually see the sundials turning when you get this quiet. Literally. Remember the quiet. The quiet beckons unto you. You're holy and true. You're free. You're precious. The sense of the mysterious all about us. Is the answer. You are the presence of the presence. Like Brother Lawrence told us, practice the presence. Doesn't matter where you are, who you are, what you do or haven't done or would do. Practice the presence. Everything will come to you. Everything. You are a spiritual hero, a divine presence. You're the healer, the teacher, the truth. You're the proof to those around you that there is a God. As you beckon all the decent back to the glory that once was and filled all the air. And this earth thing, this beast that projects everything, that fear-based little micron of nothing, is nothing. You are everything. You're a holy one, a divine one. You're pure, you're true, you're kind, you're humble. You're deeply, deeply aware and intelligent, aren't you? God knows. In other words, all the questions, everything that make us less and question ourselves, or have to respect some power out there, let it go in favor of the pure light from yonder mountains, from the morning sun and the evening star. God bless your dignity, your destiny, your kindness, your understanding, your wisdom, your knowledge, your power. You're more than any force or thought or circumstance or thing or not thing. You are the presence, you are the very presence of the divine. And you'll expand through this horror. One evening early next week, maybe tomorrow morning. And at that moment you know you've always been here, because you've always been here. You are the light of ages, before the dust of time. In the early evening hours, it'll all be gone because of you. Simply have a very quiet confront on all that comes you, and deeper thoughts will come and be and fill you and spread through you. And you'll disappear back into the light that you are. God bless your destiny. Thank you for listening. We're voice of all of us speaking. Thank you. Thank you, sir.